Medusa, snakes that are terrifying. What happens if you look at the snakes and Medusa? You turn to stone or something like that. Really bad rap. I mean, the snake, look what happens. Right in the beginning, the snake is blamed for everything, and sometimes in some mythologies, the snake is a serpent dragon kind of figure, not a nice snake. And there are even some interpretations of the Bible that say Adam was descended from, is part reptilian himself. I will not get into trouble on that one. The devils and the demons in Christianity are often shown as having reptilian and dragon, serpent-like qualities. And then, of course, you know about the sort of heroic attacks that have gone on reptilian beings throughout early Christian mythology. St. Patrick's great achievement of getting all the snakes out of Ireland. St. George is the patron saint of England, who originally from Cappadocia in Turkey, but interesting, I've got to talk to Haktan about that. But he, of course, the battle that he won with the dragon. And then Beowulf, which is a little less well known, but Beowulf is the first Western epic poem. And Beowulf is a great hero, and what does he do? This smelly dragon is threatening the kingdom, and his mother too. And Beowulf goes and he crushes this dragon and destroys it. And then he goes and he destroys the dragon's mother just to make sure. And then later on, the dragon serpents actually end up destroying the kingdom where he's from. There is a huge contemporary interest in dinosaurs, as you, I'm sure, are all aware. I sometimes, I wonder what is that about? All the movies and the fear of T-Rex. I mean, when I was a child, we were interested in dinosaurs, but not like now, And then you get a figure like Barney, right? I mean, I pity the parents here. I don't know if Barney's still on so much, but this pink little dragon that can't hurt anybody. I mean, what anxieties is that dealing with? The children are so focused on Barney, and of course Barney is just the opposite of the kind of threatening dragons that you get in Jurassic Park and the likes of that. All right, how do we put all this together? Now, well, I really can't put it all together, but but the experiences are real. They're also mythic. They reflect something deep in our own unconscious, our own instinctual natures. They have a powerful mythic dimension, which does not contradict the fact that they're real. They also, I think, this is a hypothesis, that this tremendous interest now that's happening in the reptilians represents a return of the repressed dimension of ourselves, which does not mean that there aren't real reptilian beings. You see that either-orness that we've gotten into, it can be both. The internal and external, present and past, real, physical, and mythic. And perhaps some meaning for our culture in terms of what we've been hearing in this conference about the need to come to terms with everything about ourselves, including the darkest, most powerful, instinctual, sexual, aggressive forces. And that may have something to do with why this is such a contemporary subject. Now, before concluding, I want to get to the hard science part of this talk. I've just been over this. This is how you can really know that you've been abducted by aliens. This is the hard edge, absolutely multiply witnessed and certain. I have to thank a couple of people on the staff for this. I don't know if they would want to be name. I didn't put this in. He did. All right. Someplace here, I have written down some conclusions, which I don't really need to write down. I want to relate. Might seem like a bit of a stretch, but not to me. I want to relate all of this to what I said I was going to talk about, which is the world crisis of polarization, dualistic mind, and that sort of thing. 9/11, the destruction of the environment, all of this. I think it is relevant. And Carla Elizabeth Ruykert, I don't know what's the right way to pronounce Ruckert. Oh, well, that's easy. She talked about the war of good and evil that goes on in a number of mythologies. But then she made the point, or the light and dark, that this is a limited kind of war. And that the much greater challenges would be the integration of our own darkness, our own reptilian beings, those elements in ourselves. She made the remark, which just knocked me, hit me hard. In the last days, the dragon will thrash its tail. This integration involves an expansion of who we are as spiritual beings. Now, the UFO phenomenon is about as powerful a way that I know, or a powerful shattering of the linear mind that I know, opening up of consciousness. So you just have to know an experience or to know that this is true of them. It requires, as I've described in several ways, that we live in paradox, not either or, but this and this, real and mythic, personal and collective, inside and outside. The UFO phenomenon connects us beyond ourselves with all beings, terrestrial and extraterrestrial. It opens us to a connection with nature, all of nature. It is the ultimate, along with many other anomalies, but it is the most powerful one I know to transcend the dualism, the polarity of the way we generally have come to think. It's not exclusive to the West. Polarized thinking is part of the human way of thinking, but to transcend that thinking, to experience our connectedness to all beings, to nature, I think this is this enables us to do that if we use it that way. It's a possibility that is there. I'm not saying that's what it is. I don't know what it is, but I think it offers us that possibility. Okay, we have time for 20 minutes of, right? 15, 20, what do we have? Okay, so I'll stop there and let's have questions.
Thank you for wonderful presentation. I agree with you that we, the Islamic peoples, Jews, Hindus, Buddhists, Sikhs, Christians, and